Hi guys, I wanted to go ahead and make a video. I haven't made a video in a while because I mostly ran out of husbandry issues to talk. I wanted to talk about that needed to be talked about. There's still a couple of things here and there that I would like to make videos about. But one thing that's been weighing on my mind more than anything else is my mental health and other people's mental health, and how having pets can really affect that and really enrich their lives and whatnot. My mental health is pretty good. I'm lonely, and that is frustrating because I do have Asperger's syndrome, and of all the challenging social situations there is, expressing interest in someone is probably the hardest thing to do, and is the most dangerous thing to do under most circumstances. Because there's a lot of things that can go wrong, horribly wrong, if the interest is not, appreciated. And I've had to deal with that a few times, and it's scary. It's scary every single time. Every single time you show interest. There's no safe way to do it, unless you're an attractive person. Like, you're not, like, majority of people are not going to be happy with you expressing interest in them, and it's sad, and I try not to let it get me down, but it scares the hell out of me when I have to come to terms with either I'm going to talk to this person or be lonely. And majority of the time, I just choose to be lonely. I might strike up a conversation, but it doesn't go anywhere pretty quickly. I repurpose the conversation, talk about something I find interesting, and see if they take the bait and join in that conversation too. And then maybe if that goes well, I try again later on, if whatnot. But ever-present loneliness. You can have your friends, you can have your comrades, you can have your pets, but always going to be lonely. And I jokingly tell people, I jokingly tell people, oh yes, the corn snake, the only thing that will hold my hand. It's a sad, scary joke. It hits home. It hurts, but it's hilarious because it does. This guy is sitting in my hand to start of the video, and he's happy to sit there. He's chilling. He's wondering what's going on. I've had him out for about 20 minutes now because I've tried to record this video a few times already, and first time I ran out of storage space, and the second time I lost track of what I talked about in the first video. So there's been a few times in my life I have been in relationships, and it was nice. It was the nicest thing ever. Like, I could express love and affection towards someone, and not have it seen as an attack. I would always have a friend to talk to. Like didn't matter. They saw the relationship as valuable, and so they wanted to drop what they were doing to be in that relationship, to be in that conversation. It was nice. It was nice. I did the same thing for them. And it's nice. Like, people who always have been in relationships can choose to be in a relationship easily. Attractive people. You don't understand what it's like to just be lonely and have it not be a choice, because I know plenty of people, I can walk up to them and tell them, you do not have to be lonely if you don't want to. and they understand exactly what I'm telling, what I'm saying. And you can't, and if you're not attractive, that's not an option. Like, you're going to be lonely a lot, until you find that special someone who wants to be with you, or someone special wants to be with you. You're going to be lonely, and having friends, having pets, it's not enough. And I'm really grateful that I could have these wonderful snakes and whatnot. I got my corn snakes about 2.5 years ago, almost 3. Yeah, about 2.5 years ago. Next year would be the 3rd year when I'll be breeding my older females and whatnot. But it's been nice. Like, they give me something to look forward to. They give me something to talk about. Like, they give me so much, and just by existing, just being there, just being pretty as hell. Like, come on. This is one of the prettiest animals I will see all day. Like, this is more attractive, prettier than a lot of women I see. Not a lot, I mean, but I'm touching this snake a lot more than I want to be touching a lot of, more than I touch women. So, I can hold something pretty, and that's not something I could say before I had the snakes. Anytime I want, I can come out and get one of my snakes out, and I can hold something nice and pretty, and that's just not something I could do, before I had them. And that's important to me. That's special. Like, this is amazing. So keeping a couple of snakes, it's not a lot of work, but once you keep more than 3 or 4, you start getting into the point where they become a little more demanding. Snakes, especially corn snakes, are really low maintenance, and doing the maintenance for the 16 snakes I have, it's an everyday thing that I have to do. I don't get a day off. I mean, yes, I can skip a day if I absolutely need to, and have skipped a few days, but never back to back. It's only if I have to skip a day, I'll check next time. I'm over here checking all the water bowls, making sure everything's okay, making sure all the snakes are doing good. But it's an everyday thing. It's ever present, and an ever present responsibility is a lot. Especially something that's so beautiful, like taking care of something so beautiful like this. It warms the heart. This gives me something to go to sleep thinking about, something positive for a change, rather than just being always lonely. Like, I could envision one of my snakes, and it makes me happy, and I can calm down enough to go to bed. And it's not something that that I had before I got them, good almost 3 years ago now. It's a lot of work to take care of them, and in that work, it gives me the ability to grow. Like, these enclosures you see behind me, like, I have 8 of these enclosures, and they cost a lot of money, like $2,000, almost $2,500 almost. And then, like, this building, I bought this building, and this building was after getting everything set up the way it is, just as you see it now, it's about $5,000. Getting the electrical put in, and then the building itself, and then the insulation and whatnot. It's about $5,000, and then, like, the different things I built around the building, like, the camera is sitting on my bench, like, it's a nice bench. I've spent like $60 on materials, but it's a bench that's well worth like $300. Like, it's not the prettiest thing, but it's really strong, and I love it. It's built for me, for my needs, because I'm tall. over my shoulder over here, I have a snake rack that I got done building about 3 weeks ago, and I got it in here, and it's a nice snake rack. It's probably one of the one of the largest snake racks that you'll see when keeping a corn snake in, and so it allows for growth. Like, it gives you a financial responsibility that's not too much, and if you're someone like me who's pretty low maintenance, then you can be happy with like very little things. Like, you don't need a lot to be happy, but this gives me something that I have to work for so I can stay happy. Like, this is like, I spend probably about $100 a month on these 16 snakes, which is pretty good. It's a little over 100, but it's pretty good. The electrical is not cheap because 16 animals require a lot of heating, plus keeping the room from getting too hot or too cold. That's the big kicker. But it's really nice in here, and it's a very comfortable place to be. So what I'm saying is, it allows me to grow as a person. It gives me something I can talk to people about. It's like, and it gives me something that I could, as an icebreaker. It's like, hey, yeah, check this out, and people, you get people who's like, ew, eat a snake, get it away from me. And it was like, either one of two things happens at that point. Either they're too afraid and they don't want to deal with it at all, or they're interested enough to want to learn more and become more comfortable around give them the opportunity to become more comfortable around the animals. So it's not like, it is something really nice that it gives me something to talk about. And the funny thing is, I ran into a group of people that were just gossiping. I'm glad I had the snake for that. You know why? Because when I left, I'm sure they were talking about me, and I know what they were talking about. They're talking about the snakes. I'd much rather have them talk about the snakes than my goofy hair that evening. I'm just saying. It's good to know what people are talking about, rather than having an open range of like what they're going to gossip about and whatnot. So, I don't know. Does this make sense? Does it make sense? Like the emotional hole that these animals fill. They give me something pretty to handle. I jokingly say this is the, I got nothing else to hold my hand, so did I always say that joke? I think I did, but it's true. Like, these are a beautiful animal, and it's one of the prettiest things I'm going to see all day, that I can hold and I can touch and experience. It's not creepy at all. I swear that nothing creepy is going on outside of the fact that the snakes in general snakes are kind of creepy. But that's not really a problem. They don't creep me out or anything. They're wonderful animals. Anyway, thanks for listening. This is just a video that I wanted to make for a while now, and I had to take the time to do it and think about how I was going to do it. And this is it. This is the video talking about mental health and what the snakes provide, because I have ever-present loneliness, and they give me a little something. I mean, I'm still lonely, but at least I got snakes. And what's better than that? At least Anyway, the AC is kicking back on. It's about to get noisy in the video again. So anyway, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, stick around. We'll have some more fun, plenty of fun. But thank you for listening.